Great. Yeah, so a warm welcome to everyone that's joining tonight. We're very excited as Opportunities Australia to bring to you this brand new entrepreneurship program co-hosted with Fishburners. This session was put together, this program was put together to give everyone a chance to learn critical knowledge on building on your business idea. So I hope you find this program very useful. It doesn't matter where you are in your business journey. You could have just started. You might be a few years in, or maybe you have an idea or you don't have an idea. That's okay. So please use this as a chance to make contacts with the mentors here tonight and throughout the program, and gain knowledge to help you build on that idea to become an entrepreneur. So, welcome. Your journey starts now, and hope you find this very exciting as we go on. So tonight's session, we'll break it down as this agenda. Have an introduction for the first 15 minutes, and then we'll pass it on to you, the participants, to give us a 1-minute intro about yourselves. And then we'll talk about the next 8 weeks and the topics that we'll cover. All the 8 weeks, you'll have homework to do, which will help you interact with the mentors and maybe your business partners or your family, because it really is a very iterative process. Being an entrepreneur, you might change your idea many times, and that's okay. It's okay to fail and change and try new things. So if you're worried about that, just take a breath and take it easy. Then we'll talk about the pitch night, which is in November, and it's with Fishburners. So you have the opportunity to talk to potential investors. Usually there's 100 people showing up there, but more information soon. And then in the second portion of this session, we'll go into breakout rooms. So we'll probably have groups of 1 mentor per 4 people. And you can use that time to talk about your business idea, make new friends, and figure out what next steps you need to bring your business idea to reality. And then we'll spend the last 10 minutes just to do some what to expect and what homework there is, and hopefully it's not too much. We don't want to make it feel like school. This is your opportunity to really be proactive with your own ideas and have fun with it. Okay. So Opportunities Australia, I'll pass it on to Kumar now. He'll talk about, he's a CEO and founder of Opportunities Australia. So please give us the introduction, Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sydney. Welcome, everyone. Very excited to have you all. Very excited to helping you out in your journey, 8 weeks and further on. You can count on me. A friend for life, and whatever skills I would have, I would love to share that with you. Bit of a background. Okay, so born in 1979, there in India. Born in a family of charities. So my father has 7 brothers and sisters, and some of them turned into doctor, engineer, etc. And they all ended up opening a charity in the name of my grandfather after his death. And we had a small hospital and a school in a poor village towards the eastern side of India, so we could serve the people, those who could not afford the services. So this is what I saw as a kid. And I did whatever I could, and I learned whatever I could. I came to Australia in 2004, so just over 17 years ago. And I was fortunate enough to be made a mentor, student mentor, in a couple of universities. I did 2 master's degrees in Central Queensland University and University of New South Wales. I came in 2004, and I did my second master's, finished that in 2010. So I have been continuously being a mentor in these 2 universities. And lately I was invited to be a guest lecturer at University of New South Wales. So that was a proud moment. And while I was at it, I've had different career journeys, and I was always, thinking of doing things for the community. So I joined Winnie's just over 7 years ago. So I raised money for homeless people and others that the charity serve. But I thought, besides serving the homeless people and distributing food via other charities, I thought there was a bigger purpose in life. And the education I got and the friends that I've had who were well educated and well placed in corporates, several, being on the top of the ladder, and some of them are here. I thought, why not I start a charity and be able to help people out before it comes to a desperate situation, like you becoming homeless, or you are really struggling with money that you'd be seeking food from a charity. So then I decided to start this charity, Opportunities Australia, on 1st of July last year. So it's been 14 months of running Opportunities Australia, and it's been an amazing journey. We've got 70 very dedicated volunteers here. And these people come from various walks of lives. People are doctors, engineers, lawyers, and HR people, and marketing experts, you name it. And because of having that range of experts, we are able to bring all those people out here and be able to help you out. So, that's in core is a bit about Opportunities Australia. And besides that, some of the programs that we have run, something that we are a little bit proud of, which is a couple of months ago, we ran a program in partnership with University of New South Wales, in which we did 2 days mentoring program, and we served over 125 students. And besides that, we ran a few programs in partnership with our other charities. For refugees, Sydney ran that financial management program, and we served around 30 people. And then an important charity that we have partnered up with, Bidwill Uniting. So Bidwill is based in Penrith area, and they get to have clients who have been long-term unemployed. We are there to make them job ready and connect them to job opportunities. So there are over 20 clients to begin with, and we got some lovely volunteers to work on that. So that's an ongoing program happening. So we have a few programs running. We have TAFE keen to work with us as well. And soon enough, we will declare our relationship with TAFE. And some of the schools are also interested in working with us, Granville High and some other, Fairfield High as well. So yeah, a lot of programs are coming, and we are very excited to serving the communities. And in this journey, we have been able to bring out some of the corporates into the journey, and very proud to have partnership with the likes of Salesforce, Masterton Homes, and OMD Media. And besides that, we are also negotiating with, we are close to finalizing the deal with Microsoft and Westpac Bank, etc. So very lucky to have this charity to this stage in 14 months' time. And future is looking bright. So, over to you, Sydney. I'm very excited to have you all.
Thank you, Kumar. Yeah. Thanks for that. So just want to introduce to you your guides for the program. Kumar's given an introduction to himself and I'm an entrepreneur, co-founded an accounting practice called Pop Business. We're delivering tax and accounting services in a refreshing and reinventive way. My vision for the business at some point, maybe in 10 years, is to become the Amazon and Apple of accounting. That's a big ambition, but we'll see how close we get there. But it's all about dreaming big. So yeah, that's me. Perhaps Monica, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Sid. I echo the same sentiments as Kumar. So really, really excited to be part of the program. Just a bit about myself. I hail from, India, and I came to Australia just 3 years back. I am passionate for working for community, and why it comes to me is because, I think God has given enough in terms of, just serving the great companies. Like I worked for Coca-Cola, I worked for GSK, I've been working for the last 20 years. And I was really fortunate that I got an opportunity while working in Coca-Cola to be head of corporate social responsibility. And I have actually, worked for very two, areas that's really close to my heart, which is women empowerment as well as making youth job ready. And I think that's what attracted me to Opportunities Australia. It was like a dream come true for me that when I came to Australia, I immediately started working with the Westpac. That's my skills in terms of work. So my strength has been in change management. And just to let you know, change management actually encompasses a very good career if anyone is interested. And I'm really happy to help anyone to know about what change management is all about. But being an entrepreneur, I think this is one thing that you need to have, like, how do you manage the change and how do you manage people? So I am looking forward to help you and maybe learn from you and contribute and interact with you, and give you something from my life, my experience of nonstop working for 20 years. While I was back in India, I also started my own little charity for women, which was around breast cancer awareness. And I'm a fun-loving person, so I love to sing. I love to really add meaning to people's life, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Just interacting with you, helping you with some kind of methodologies, because I'm working in lots of big projects in banking industry. I'm leading their change using technology like agile methodologies, etc. So I'm very passionate, which you can make out from the way I am talking to you, and I would love to interact and help you guys to fulfill your dreams and really get what you want. Thank you, Sid. Over to you, Sid. So that's about me.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. So yeah, Patrick, would you like to introduce yourself too?
Hi guys, I'm Patrick. I'm a risk professional, but also a chartered accountant. In terms of the work that I do in this space, I've previously started up a consultancy firm, a consultancy and training firm, and that was great journey. Currently, I'm also mentoring a couple of people in the startup area and in another program. And so really love to kind of connect with each one of you to kind of work through the business issues and to understand some of the areas that you want to grow in, but also try to lead you in terms of your whys. Why do you want to start up a business, and what change do you want to have in the community? So we will be able to talk about it during the program when I do session 2. But welcome on board, and we'll again have a chat once we had this opportunity later on. Thanks, Sid.
Thank you, Patrick. Michelle will join us in a few minutes, maybe in 10 minutes, so we'll move on to George.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. And my name is George Tian. I'm a senior lecturer at UTS, and my main teaching and research area is focused on the intellectual property commercialization and also the digital regulation, cross-border transfer pricing, and so forth. And in addition to the role as academic, I'm also a domain name arbitrator for the World Intellectual Property Organization and also Hong Kong International Arbitration Center. Before that, I have been served as a consultant for the International Labor Organization and also the Consumer International, focus on the issue in relation to the employees' right and also the consumer protection and in the online environment. In addition to this, I have been volunteer for the State Emergency Service and SES. That's where I know the KUMA and also the OA. I'm looking forward to share my experience and knowledge with you. I'm also looking forward to learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you, George. And just go to the next slides. Ram, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys. I've been myself Ram Vishwanathan. I've been in the IT industry for a long, about more than 25 years. And one of the things I will be working with you on one of the technology areas. In terms of my background, I also migrated to Australia about 25 years ago, and I have been working in financial institutions, and currently I'm working for state New South Wales government. Um, and I would like to work with, in one of the session, I will be working with you and then understanding, like, what is your aspiration, and for you to set up a business, what are the engines or engines, and um, uh, uh, in terms of giving you a kickstart for your business in technology areas. I'll be having a chat with you guys. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Ram. Aditi?
Thank you, Sydney. Good to see everybody together. Thank you so much, guys, for giving me the opportunity. I would give you a little bit of a brief about myself. I'm a marketing professional. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm also a full-time mom. So I would say, I am somebody who is trying to balance a lot of aspects. And I think that is exactly what an entrepreneur needs to be also doing in a lot of ways. From the aspect of my personality, I can just give you 3 things about myself: career, community, and causes. So those are the 3 C's, I would say, which would define me. I've spoken to a few of you in my interactions and the invitation call. So I've really found a lot of energy and a lot of passion that all of you do bring to the table. And I am looking forward to learning a lot from you. Sharing my journey as an entrepreneur. I migrated from India about 3 years back. So I'm probably a cusp of a migrant as well as an entrepreneur. I do understand the challenges that do come in, but as you walk on the journey, as you run on the journey, I would say it's such a beautiful goalpost, and how you would want to keep moving ahead. So look forward to learning from all of you and also sharing my insights. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. I think Warwick, Arpita, or Simon are here. If I'm incorrect, just let me know. But Satya, please make an introduction.
Thanks, Sid. Satya here. Wonderful to be part of this community and this group and helping you out. Guys, I'm a marketing practitioner. I'm a thought leader in the space of marketing capability and transformational management, where we look at, as an entrepreneur or an organization, you're always aiming for the North Star. And then how do you actually get to the North Star from a people, process, data, technology, and systems perspective? Marketing, I guess, has evolved quite a lot since the 1960s, I would say. Today, it's more data-driven, it's tech-enabled and analytically powered. And in my sessions, I'll actually be helping you understand how data and tech could be used in marketing. As far as me personally, I am actually 3 words that describe me. I'm a practitioner, a problem solver, and a collaborator. I am very excited to be part of this journey with you, and I'm looking forward to be working with you individually, sharing some of my insights in terms of how I've groomed myself into the corporate world and learning from you as well, and helping you in your entrepreneurial journey from here. Nice to be here, and looking forward to having these sessions with you moving forward.
Thank you, Satya. Sundar, did you want to make an introduction? I realized I didn't have you in the slides.
Oh, that's fine. No worries. Hi, guys. My name is Sundar. Out here in Brisbane. My background's in civil engineering. Currently a project engineer with Downer Group, and originally from Malaysia, stepped into this country about 8 years ago. My passion is about helping people, and that's how I got connected to Kumar as well. And it's part of my own journey of having the dream, the struggle, and the victory. And regardless of what you're doing, what your dreams are, whether it's entrepreneurial or job, all of us go through that, I guess, that journey, and helping OA in any capacity as I can. Thanks, Sid.
Thanks. And anyone from OA that wasn't?
We got Dr. Brendan here. He's just joined.
Yep.
Brendan, right? Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Brandon. Sorry, my camera is not working at the moment, so I'm unable to show my face, but I would really like to at some point, and it's really lovely to meet you all. So my name is Dr. Wong. I am one of the resident medical officers working in the Nepean Blue Mountain Hospital. I'm not an entrepreneur in the strict definition of the word, but through my other opportunities in life, I have also been involved in a lot of volunteering activities. And that is actually how I met Kumar as well, through the Rotary events that we meet to with regards to peace specifically. Three things that would describe me: I'm compassionate and motivated and a team worker. And so in regards to mentoring from the point of view, if there's anyone who needs any help with healthcare or needs any help with regards to the medical field, I'm more than happy to volunteer my services and my time, and really looking forward to learning from all of you as well. So thank you very much.
We got one of our partner, Tasnia Alam from Arise Foundation. Tasnia, you want to introduce yourself? Tasnia is a very lovely girl, and she's doing a lot of things for the committees as well. Tasnia, could you hear us? So.
Okay, well, yeah, so these are all your mentors. They've given us a really great introduction of themselves. So please, you'll get to meet them over the course of 8 weeks, and you'll definitely build up some good relationships with them. Yeah, my introduction wasn't really informative, but basically, yeah, I've been an entrepreneur for 3 years, and I focus on sales and operations. So we'll be talking more about that in upcoming sessions. Started at Fishburners 3 years ago, which was a startup community. So I've used all that knowledge as an entrepreneur to help create the framework of this 8-week program together with these experts in their own rights. So yeah, we hope you enjoy the program, find it not like valuable, and gain a lot of knowledge from that. So we'll continue on with the slides. So the company's mission, Opportunity Australia's mission, we are aiming to provide access to quality training, upskilling, and mentoring for long-term job seekers, and also connecting them to targeted networks which offer employment opportunities to fuel their career aspirations. So Kumar's been working very closely with a lot of corporates and volunteers, and what we aim to do at the end of the day is provide people that join us for our programs more opportunities for jobs, but also networks. So what is the objective for the next 8 weeks for the participants? You will be producing a business plan. You'll understand your business model and how to make tweaks to make it work for you, and also figure out what else you may need to build on top of that. And the mentors here tonight will help you along that journey. At the end of the 8-week program, we'll choose 5 to 7 most prepared businesses, and you'll have the opportunity to pitch your business idea at the Fishburners pitch night. So we'll talk a bit about that in a second. But I think now is a good opportunity to get to know you. So thank you for bearing with us for the first 20 minutes talking about what we're doing and who we are. But now let us pass it to you. Please tell us a bit about yourselves. Maybe keep it to 1 minute, your name. You can choose between the best piece of advice you've ever received or an exciting and proud moment recently in your lives, and just a quick snapshot of what your business idea, maybe like the industry or what you're aiming to do. So please, who would like to start? Maybe, can't see the names.
Starting from top, I can see Andre. if I could read the name correctly.
Yes.
And so
Thanks.
make it interesting. So the first participant is going to choose the next participant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's convenient.
All right.
I'm Andre, and I am doing a master's degree at Sydney University right now, Masters of Interaction Design. I'm doing a startup with someone else here in the program, Michael. It's called Tuna, and basically we are letting artists own their business, music artists find more passive and active income revenues through NFTs and harnessing their audience as music artists as influencers on a mobile app platform. So I guess the next person I will nominate is Michael, my co-founder.
Thank you, Andre.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Michael. So I'm originally from China. So I'm a bit techy. So literally, I'm the person people say you stare at the screen like 8 hours a day. When my mom is be worried about these things, like playing computer, like you touch the computer again. But I see these days, like ideas being booming. So nobody expected the Web 2. So I actually can justify so many hobbies. So that's kind of, I'm very grateful for being Australian, like English speaking countries, and also have a variety of cultures and friends. I like food and also like to meet friends.
Right, thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
To select, nominate the next person.
Andrews.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Andres Puerto. I am a former international student. I recently graduated from a Master of Business Information Systems at Torrance University. I had a business during the last 2 years, which was heavily affected by COVID-19. My main clients were international students, so it really went down, and I was able to learn a lot of lessons about patience and passion about business. I am passionate about mental health and data analysis. So my business has to be with data analysis and mental health, especially for international students, which I believe are struggling a lot. So yes, nice to meet you, everyone.
Thank you, Andres. Nominate anyone else?
I will nominate to Melissa.
All right. Melissa, you're on.
Everyone, my name is Melissa. I'm from Peru, but I'm based in Melbourne, Victoria. I work part-time in Melbourne. I have a job in emergency department in a public hospital. I help patients and interact with all the medical staff there. Also, I'm a part-time mom, and I'm also setting up a charity. The idea is to provide free online English classes for Latinos who are in Australia, and also for Latinos who are overseas but would like to come to Australia and they are in need for more English. So the idea is to integrate Latinos who are already here and Latinos who would like to come and help them to improve their English to have a better life and interact better in Australia. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
I just want to say one thing. If anybody has got still any questions, just pop it in the chat so we can answer it. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, good. Melissa, would you like to nominate someone?
Yes, let me check. I will nominate, let's see, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Well, that's a team member, but Michelle, go ahead.
Sorry, sorry, I have just joined late, unfortunately, because I was caught up in another meeting. Can somebody else go first, then I'll jump on to the next one, or unless you just like me to do a general intro about myself and
yeah,
just a general
part of the session.
Just a general intro by yourself.
Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. It's really, really lovely to meet everybody, and can't wait to get started on the program. As I'm sure you are finding out and are about to find out more through the rest of this session. It's a really exciting 8 weeks coming up. So can't wait to hear more about you guys and your ideas. So in terms of myself, I'm by trade a chartered accountant. So I trained back in the UK at PwC. My finance experience has mainly been in business rather than in professional services. So working primarily with media and technology companies and on the business partnering side of things rather than the tax and accounting side. About 10 years ago, I started up my own business, and that business is providing virtual CFOs to entrepreneurs, so founders and entrepreneurs, to help them grow their businesses to the next stage. We work with a number of different clients, generally at that kind of early stage within their first 5 years of operations. And help them achieve their goals. So that's what I do.
Thank you, Michelle. Would you like to nominate the next?
Michelle wouldn't know who has spoken and who hasn't.
I know. I'm playing catch up.
I would like to nominate, I would like to help you, Michelle. I would like to nominate Noel here, who I know. Noel, go ahead.
Yeah, how you going? My name is Noel. I'm an Indigenous man from Redfern. Grew up here all my life. Met Kumar through Tribal Warrior Boxing program, and I'm currently working for Sydney Trains as an infrastructure worker, and I've got some ideas and plans to start my own business. And yeah, I'm just looking for some fresh ideas and looking for it to grow. Thanks.
Thanks, Noel. You want to nominate someone else?
I can present myself.
Okay, go ahead, Gemma.
Hello, everyone. Well, my name is Jeremiah. I arrived from Argentina in October 2019 under a working holiday visa. I hold an industrial engineering degree. Before coming to Australia, I used to work as a management consultant at Accenture with a focus mainly on supply chain and operations. Being part of Accenture gave me the opportunity of participating in a lot of different projects and a wide variety of projects with different clients and industries. And also gave me the opportunity to volunteer, helping other entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams, training them on business canvas and elevator pitch. It also opened me a door to work with Ashoka. I don't know if you guys know Ashoka. It's a huge, also not-for-profit organization where I help them as a strategy consultant, helping for other not-for-profit organizations. So entrepreneurship is something that, something that always, it's been on my background. I always love entrepreneuring and helping others grow their ideas and their businesses. So what I'm looking forward from this opportunity with Opportunities Australia is to gain more tools in order to help other entrepreneurs, or even set up my own business or join a venture capital group in order to help people to launch their ideas, to launch their dreams.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Would you like to nominate someone? This is going to be a bit of a memory game as well.
Valentina.
Great.
Hi. So my name is Valentina. I'm from Colombia. I've been here in Sydney 3 years. I am in my last year of graphic design at Torrens University. I have a small art business. So what I basically do, I create illustrations inspired by nature as a vehicle to help animal well-being. So for example, I'm trying to reach like companies or organizations such as the Great Barrier Reef. So I launch some products and then I am donating like a percentage of that sales. And that's it. That's what I do.
Thanks, Gina.
Would you like to nominate?
Paola.
Is that Balu?
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I am in Melbourne.
Paula.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I am in Melbourne. I am mother of 2 kids. We are just back from Peru after moving there for 8 years. So I arrived last December, and just being so hard to get introduced again in the system of working or study. Yeah. Just desperate to start something, and again we find I have a partner, Juliana, that is gonna be the next one introduced. So yeah, just after arriving after 8 years, we found out that we can just say it's in the food sector is a need of more healthy food. That's what we have in mind to start something with healthy fast food. But yeah, it's a very early stage of the business idea. Okay, so I just can introduce to Juliana.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Juliana. I'm original from Peru as well. Almost 11 years living in Australia. And of course, I'm partnered with Paola, and she mentioned that we are interested in the healthy food area, specializing in the fast food. Yeah, you know how are the nowadays with this tendency. So I'm coming from a country that we enjoy food. Why not? I'm working right now full time in the finance area. I nominate Marcela.
Thanks, Juliana.
Thank you, Juliana. Hi, everyone. My name is Marcela Garzon. I'm from Colombia. I have been living in Australia for around 5 years now. My background is IT. I have been working in medical affairs for the last year. And I'm here because I have a big passion about food, and I would like to start my own business. I don't have the idea clear at the moment, but it's something related with food, dessert, and South American stuff.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Marcela.
Sabrina Sang.
Then me, Sabrina John.
Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina John. I'm from China. I'm based in Central Coast, New South Wales. My occupation is solicitor. I worked in a boutique law firm based in Central Coast. And my business interest is importing food from China and also importing raw material for skincare or food consumption from China. Currently, I'm working part-time and study advanced translation between Chinese and English. So I'm always looking for business opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Please.
Balu was interested earlier. Do we go to Balu?
Yeah.
I'm happy if I'm allowed to, please. Yep. Hello, everyone. My name is Balu. I'm actually currently working as you guys can hear me because I installed Ubuntu on one of the old Dell laptop. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So I'm just doing some, COVID time, I'm doing all the practical stuff, playing with the Ubuntu Linux software. Sorry about that. So I'm working as a platforms ops engineer for one of the company called ABC. I'm sure everyone knows. So what is the best piece of advice you received? I received many advices for last 17 years in Australia from my friends, my wife, and many other people. So the best advice I received is, why don't you start an Indian restaurant? But my interest is start a software applications, software development company. So I want to start with initially a website development for small and also individual sole traders. So start from there, but I have a lot to go, like more to go. So initially start with website development, then add on to it like helping the IT support in the local area, in for local community people for bare minimum fee or no fee maybe. For example, currently I'm working, I'm doing as a second job that I live in Penrith in Sydney. So I help old age people for very minimum fee, help their, fixing their applications issue or laptop issue or even any other stuff, IT related. And also I found the other challenge, like a lot of students, particularly from international countries, they come over to study here. They find very difficult to get into IT if they study IT. I'm one of them as well. So my goal is not only start a business which provide the IT solutions, but also provide the jobs for new graduates without any experience and teach them and help them get into their IT career. I would say even without not charging any money, because they're not in a position to afford any fee and everything. So to be honest, I should have done this long time ago, 10 years ago. Every year I postpone. So this year I come across one of these pamphlets shared by someone in Indians in Sydney WhatsApp group. So look, just do it. Let's see what happens. So that's it. I started it and I'm serious about this year. And I'm very, very strongly committed. So whatever happened, I'm not shy. I'm just going to implement it. So main thing is, I just do it, see what happens. I'm not expecting end results is very high level, but I want to get into it. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Balu. And I think that goes to show it's never too late. And you all have taken the first step, and that's a win already. So
thank you.
Be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you already. Thank you, Balu. Very, very good introduction. Please nominate the next person. We'll probably wrap the intros up in the interest of time in the next 10 minutes.
I'll go ahead. Can I?
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, my name is
We lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Myself, Hemnath. I'm from Chennai, and I did my bachelor's in civil engineering. I came to Melbourne in 2019 to do my master's in engineering management. I'm currently working as a graduate civil engineer in Melbourne, and I have an active interest in innovation, frugal innovation, and sustainability. And I've utilized this opportunity to create a human-centric business model, which has to be good for the people and for the planet. Yep. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to nominate someone else? Eman?
I can't see everyone's name.
Vanika. Okay, I'll help you.
Yep.
Vanika?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Wanyika. And my idea, what I'm really looking forward to getting out of this is to start up a business that is a creative hub that connects creative entrepreneurs with content creators or experts in different fields. Because what I found starting out in the creative journey, lots of people have ideas, but they don't have the, the access and resources to take the first step or know where to start. So I want to keep it to a very niche market that is centered around self-identifying women, creatives of color, so who are looking to take their creative practice from the beginning stages to either get started or to upscale in whatever capacity that will be. And best piece of advice I've ever received. It's something that I read somewhere and I can't remember where. It might be Steve Jobs or Bill Gates who said something to the effect that you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking back. And I found that really interesting because it's sort of a testament to what we do. There's so many things that you do in your sort of journey of trying to get somewhere, and you think they've not been worthy. But when you look back, or maybe I'm speaking to entrepreneurs here, ideas that you might have started and felt like you were a failure or it didn't work. But once you get to a certain stage, you realize those were actually not failures. They were just one way of either teaching you how not to do something or also equipping you with maybe fortitude or something to that effect. So you cannot really base things on what happened in the past. Yeah.
Well said.
That's where I'm at. Thank you.
I think that could be Steve Jobs. It sounds like a Steve Jobs.
Could be. Could be.
Sound like an entrepreneur already. Well done.
Thank you.
Would you like to nominate the next person, please?
You know what? My apologies. I joined really late, so I'm not sure who's spoken yet. So if someone could help me with that, that would be great.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you could do.
Can I?
Maybe,
okay. Let me see. Valentina?
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Yep. Thanks.
You already present.
Okay.
Billy Kiss is next.
Billy Kiss, yeah. We got Billy Kiss, Malar.
Billy Kiss it is.
Go everyone.
Yeah, anyone, that's fine. Just jump in.
Okay, I will go ahead. My name is Sanjeev, and I'm a mechanical engineer turned into project controller a long time ago. Right now, I'm operating project consulting business, which is offering the project control project management services to the various industry like the defense, mining and metal, and oil and gas. I came across this opportunity Australia via Sundar. He posted something on a LinkedIn and I found very interesting. And from the introduction, what we have seen so far, there are wealth of knowledge and experience in this room. And I'm really looking forward for this opportunity to learn a lot of things from you guys and then find out my entrepreneur side of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev.
So those people who haven't introduced yourself, like Fiba, I see. Fiba, would you like to introduce yourself? Anyone else jump in while?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
So hi everyone, my name is Sam Lee. Best piece of advice I've received is be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I learned it from the entourage Jack Delosa. And a little bit about myself, I was born in Hong Kong, raised up in Sydney. So lived around 30 years now in Sydney. Exciting and proud moment recently. I just finished my NLP course practitioner. So I'm a little bit similar towards Monica as a life coach. So basically my business idea is I'm a social confidence coach. I help people to improve, I run a coaching business. So I help people to improve on their social skills. So the world could be a safer place to live in. So basically people that fall into my niche is people who are shy, they're introverted, or they lack confidence when it comes to connecting with people. That's where I come in to skill them up to be able to connect with people at any time. So yeah, we recently started this, but then COVID came. So I'm just battling with COVID at the moment, but yes, still working. So yeah, I believe that with ethical social skills, the world can be a safer place to live in. That's me.
Thanks, Sam. Who else is left to introduce?
Jump in if others haven't introduced themselves.
Hi, I want to introduce here.
Go ahead, Rajiv.
I'm Rajiv. I came from Nepal back in 2018. I completed my master's in medical biotechnology, and currently I'm just working as a freelancer for digital marketing agencies. And my business idea is in creating a crowdsourcing platform for the biotech or deep tech entrepreneurs for them to raise funds before they launch their prototype or MVP. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Rajiv. I may have to cut the introductions there, just in interest of time. We do have 15 minutes in the breakout room, so I think you can introduce yourselves to your assigned guides, mentors for this evening. But thank you so much for introducing yourselves. A lot of variety, a lot of great ideas, and I'm glad that you're all part of this journey, and we're excited to help out for sure. So what to expect in the next 8 weeks. So it's every Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. Please let us know if you're unable to join for whatever reason. So session 1, we're just focusing on introductions, and there'll be homework at the end of the night. Session 2, that's when we talk about getting your idea to MVP stage. MVP stands for minimum viable product. So it's a product at a stage where you're able to start, testing whether it's really working in the market. Patrick and Monica will be delivering that session. Session 3, finance, frameworks, and funding. How to structure your business, how to plan, start, and sustain. So Michelle and myself will be presenting that as our backgrounds are in business. Session 4, sales is king. So you can't build a business without a bit of sales involved. So we'll be talking about techniques, people, product pricing, and strategies. So Kumar, who's got previous experience with an agency, he'll be able to present that along with myself. Session 5, go to market. This is marketing strategies, identifying your customers, different forms of marketing, online, offline, social. So Satya, who's incredibly well-versed in this, in marketing, he'll be delivering that with Kumar and Aditi. Session 6, building the engine. So that's where we'll be focusing on operations, systems, processes with an IT and tech focus. So Ram and Arpitha will be discussing that. And session 7, we'll end, legals, depending on what industry you're in and type of business model, there will be different legal requirements. So George, Warwick, and Simon will be talking about those requirements. And then the breakout room part of that is starting to build out your pitch. So this is where you'll be able to craft a 3 to 5 minute pitch, and you can test it with your mentors. And then in session 8, that's when we deliver it, the big hurrah at Fishburners. So we said we'll pick 5 to 7, but depending on the interest of people that want to participate, let us know. There is a structure to Fishburners, so there may not be enough time for everyone to pitch. So it'll be really up to how much effort you put in, like how much drive you want to do it, and hopefully we can fit as many as possible. Okay. Any questions on the sessions? All good, perfect. So yeah, pitch nights. Fishburners has been in the startup ecosystem for a few years now. They're one of the biggest, startup communities. My business started there 3 years ago, and I met amazing people. You rub shoulders with investors, other entrepreneurs. If anyone is ever interested in starting somewhere, that could be a place to start, to meet like-minded people. So the pitch nights, it's usually 2 to 5 minutes. Usually there's over 100 attendees. It's a really great opportunity to build awareness for your business, make connections, and maybe snag an investor. But very importantly is also to build your confidence. So I'd really encourage you to make the most of this program, because this is the place to fail. This isn't the place where you're in school and you have to get an A+. It's not about that. It's about making sure you're testing your ideas and it makes sense, and you feel like you're moving towards your goals. So yeah, let's get down to business. The first thing really when you started your business is you should come up with a plan. So if you don't, what's the saying? If you fail to make a plan, plan to fail, kind of thing. So this here is a very simple business plan that you can put down your ideas of what the business can be. And don't worry, we'll share this with you later, all the resources, and that's what you'll spend the next week focusing on and building on, okay? So the more you put into this, the more you're gonna get out of the program. So just to quickly talk about this, you need to identify a few key things you need to consider when going ahead with your business idea. What industry and market are you focused on? What's happening in the market? So, COVID's happening, that's a big one. What are some opportunities there based on your business that you could probably leverage? So, sorry, who was that? The NLP business, Sam. So, it is difficult. It could be difficult now, but everyone's online now. So is there a way that you can leverage the community around you or online that can get your NLP brand, life coach business out there? Just some questions to ask. That's probably an example. So you can look at this 2-page document with your mentor in the breakout session for 50 minutes. What else is there? There's this page, similar, it's just an extended, it's 2 pages. So yeah, key barriers, risks, strategies to make sure that you don't fail, so things to avoid. But yeah, this is very simple, and we'll work through this shortly.
And what are the things to discuss as we go out to different rooms?
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Kumar. So if you don't have a business idea yet, here's a bunch of slides. Well, here's a slide to discuss these things with your mentor, and then they can give you some, tips on, I guess, what you can structure your business around. So people were interested in biotech and raising funds. So, that's something that naturally gravitated towards. So you'll talk about this if you don't have an idea. If you do have an idea, you'll talk about the business plan.
Another idea, please.
I have a business which is still up and running. It's not as big as it used to be before COVID. And this opportunity, I would like to set up a different business, which has to be with a different passion I have. So I already done some research about the business that I want, but I think this is a great platform to get mentoring and guidance in terms of that. So I'm happy to be here.
Kumar, are you going to share that the analysis framework? Is that 2-page?
I wasn't given that. That wasn't.
Okay, I probably have it with me. Okay, well, I'll share, and then probably you can walk them through on this.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you.
I think the analysis framework is on the chat. So you can click on there. I have it open on my laptop if you want to go through that. Cool.
You guys can see that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Kumar, I've got that in front of me, in front of you guys. So that's the framework about the business plan, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you guys could, these are straight up questions if you guys could see. So, you help us out what stage you are in, and where do you want to go? Who wants to start here?
Yeah, I will. Okay.
All right. So what industry and market you are in?
I'm in the coaching industry, similar to life coach, what Monica does. So I'm kind of like a social skills coach / life coach. So I focus more on the social skills side. So I equip people with social skills so they can connect with people at any time.
Okay. And how do you make money?
How to make money? I got a couple of programs, and I also got I published 2 books in 2019. So a part of a small income stream would be for the books that I publish, and the main ones are the programs that I have. I do coaching programs.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on what your business offering is?
My business offer, basically confidence when it comes to connecting with people. I help people with people that have socializing difficulties to improve on their skills, so they don't feel awkward when it comes to meeting new people.
Okay. And what works well in that case?
In what works well?
Yeah, what works well for your business?
Well, it's kind of like a small niche, like a small market out there that does what I'm doing at the moment. But there is people that do kind of like communication skills coach, but I distinguish myself out there as a social skills coach.
Okay. All right. Good. And so what do you think needs fixing?
To fix COVID up, that's number one. I guess to gain more traction, I guess, for my business. So I started this business during the start of COVID. So kind of I'm almost in the 2-year mark, but I still got lots to learn. I guess I want to scale my business to 6 figures at least. Yeah.
Is marketing something that you're probably looking for? Is that the I guess the need for you?
Yeah, that's one of the big ones. So how to market myself. Social media is a big one. Trying to get myself in there very much. Sales wise as well. So I think the main bit is really about getting myself out there to be known for my business. So to get it more viral, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. I guess the question, Sam, is this is not something. Okay, is this something that you can scale? That means like get more coaches, or is it something that you want to keep doing it yourself? Probably that's depending how far you want to see this go.
Well, I want to accelerate the process. That's why I came here. I really want to get some people who's walked the walk before, get some experience from you guys who's got the experience, and learn something new. And like it's always a learning process for me. So I'm not saying that I know everything, but I want to learn from you guys and make it more profitable for myself.
Okay. Next question was what needs changing? So do you want to rejig anything in your business?
Changing anything in business? Great question. I guess starting a team, like a virtual team, that will help me leverage my business. I guess my approach to when I pitch, when I sell people, I want to know how to effectively persuade them to buy my product and stuff. So that's why recently I've done my NLP just to see if I can persuade people to like at a deeper level, that thing. But I guess what is changing is my method of approaching people. That kind of thing.
Sure. And do you have any partners to support your goals?
Well, I'm doing this business myself, but I do actually do some collaborations with like similar industry people. So we do kind of like combine web workshops, webinars, but a different, but ways to socialize in different subjects. Basically, in this journey, it's very lonely here, so myself. But I'm happy to collaborate if it has synergy effect for me as well.
Okay. Next question is, who are your competitors? Do you know?
Like I said, there's a lot of life coaches out there. There's some people that does the same thing as me, social skills coach, but there's not that much people there. Really depends on how skillful they are and how passionate they are, I guess. My competitors, yeah, I guess pretty much it. I wouldn't say I'm related like to public speaking, like say Toastmasters or anything like that. I'm more like I said, social skills coach and building confidence for people. Yeah. So if you can twist it around to say that some people do confidence coach, which is a lot of people, etc.
So if some businesses might be successful, if some people are, I mean, so why are they more successful than you?
Maybe they've got like more qualifications than me, or they have like that they know what they're saying, they know what they're doing, like they're passionate about what they do. At the same time, I'm very passionate in what I do as well. So I distinguish myself from other people. Like I like what I do. Like I like to socialize with people. I know how to do it ethically. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe some people have more experience than me. I can say that. Yeah. Since you can say I'm kind of like a startup still. Yeah.
Okay. And then turning it around is what makes you better than them? Like, I mean, if you were to beat them, what do you have to offer?
Well, I'm very reliable in terms of I provide professionalism, integrity for my people, and it's like convinced by my testimonials, like from my previous clients, a couple of clients that I have already. And yeah, so I start off as this is my passion. So it's not like something that I don't like doing. It's something that I started from my passion, and I have a story behind why I started this business on my journey.
Okay, great. Well, we are really hoping to, give you an extra edge here and help you out as much as we could.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, Sam. Anyone else would like to come on board now?
Well, I don't have the established idea yet, so I'm just, I've done some kind of research. So I don't know if I should, maybe someone else who has a product or business running already.
Anders, just you said you did something, you started something mainly for students.
Yeah.
Are you still keeping to that same segment, or are you thinking of doing something a little bit different from what you did before?
Well, the business that I have, I was importing electronic bikes from China to Australia, and I was hiring them out to students who were doing delivery jobs as delivery riders. So the business, it was like, renting e-bikes and selling all items and accessories regarding to bikes. But now I am more focused on developing technology regarding to mental health. So the idea that I have is to build an app that is regarding technology and mental health, how to use technology to enhance mental health, especially for international students. That was my main focus. However, I know this is a very small group, of people. So how to use predictive models of artificial intelligence or data analysis to predict what are the common illness that international students will suffer in terms of mental health, and how to provide courses. So my main idea is to cemented in three different objectives. One of them is education, technology, and mental health. So we can provide courses or short courses or valuable information for the students to cope and address mental health issues while getting data, so we can
experiment, designing experiment, or designing experiment, testing the testing it in like laboratory or cells, host cells, any reagents, any experiment. So it takes a lot of time and like finance or the funding to work through all of these steps before even launching the product or like MVP. So the startups or the products would be generally in like maybe biomaterials. Mostly it's about taking the idea from like the lab to the market. So when we're taking the idea from lab to the market, it goes through these several steps, and also there are so many steps involved in approval of the drug or the therapeutics or even the medical device. So this is where the process gets lengthy and
everything. And yeah, that's what I wanted to try and do, was build an app for that.
So for an app for people to find lawyers within those specialities?
Yeah, I've already checked out. There's 4 or 5 on the market at the moment, but all they really do is they rely on just people leaving reviews. That's all it is.
Okay.
Where I want to build mine on statistics.
Okay.
So
that's great. And I mean, I would say never get put off by the fact that there are other businesses out there doing kind of similar things to you. I kind of know people that have sometimes got discouraged because they've had an idea and then they've started doing some research and they've seen that there are 5 other businesses like that. It really doesn't matter because ideas are cheap. It's the execution of those ideas that really make the difference. So if you can execute your idea well, you'll win.
Yeah.
So, and what was the other business idea you said you had?
It's sort of like my backup. It's a food van, and because I work for Sydney Trains, I sort of want to for track workers. I wanted to follow their work groups around, so it's pretty profitable.
Yeah. Or do both.
Yeah.
Use one to fund the other.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, but for you right now, the one that you want to kind of explore primarily through this process is the app, the legal app. Okay, cool. All right, great. It's really helpful. Juliana?
Hi everyone again. I'm Juliana. I'm original from Peru, several years in Australia now, full-time working in the finance area.
Yeah.
And something similar. Now I get it. Why? Because Paola was requested. Paola is my partner.
Yeah.
We just starting joking about it, talking like, oh, what is this? What is this? And we start to joke. And then one day came seriously and I say, no, honestly, what it is? Because we were like, look, we're working until late. She cannot find a job. All the frustration start to come. And then we say like, look, why not? And I reckon maybe that's the reason that Marcela got with me together in this group because of the food area. Yes.
Yeah.
But we want something very simple. We want something like healthy and quick.
Yeah.
Or like a takeaway, nothing fancy, nothing like a restaurant or whatever, because we don't want that one. We want to have a life and we want to have an extra income. Our thing, and enjoying it, because we know when we are entrepreneurs is your life there. But at least you enjoy because it's for you.
Yeah,
so we have that
I'm really glad you said that, because I was about to say that nobody that's
successful or what things I can improve, just let me know how much you want to charge me and how we can work together. And many times I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know where to start with. It's like, because one thing is when you sit with someone and you charge by hour, like, okay, I can give you my hour of consultancy for, I don't know, $25, $20, whatever. But other things, all the homework you take to your house, all the things you keep thinking, all the time you invest a part of that. And sometimes it's pretty difficult to put a price on that, how to value all the effort or all your studies. And for example, it also made me think about, well, my brother, he's a musician as well. He's a drummer and a piano player. And it also made me think about him. Like many times when you need someone for a session to give you drums or whatever, it's like, okay, how you can really make something that is fair for everyone, for the person that is giving its art and its time and all his knowledge, and the other part to be something that it's affordable for the person that needs that. Because many times you need an advice, and to look for someone to give you advice sometimes it's too expensive and people cannot afford. So I've also thought about that many times. I have a lot of notes. I was also like skimming on notes I have on my phone about like different things I've been thinking along the years. And one was that, like creating like a network of different like small startups and entrepreneurs that they can share knowledge and help each other. I remember when I was working as a consultant, one of the biggest challenges in big corporations that you may be aware, Monica, like Coca-Cola, or I used to work for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, BP, Shire, a lot of the Shell, a lot of the biggest one. And is that they are siloed. Every business unit or every function is siloed and they don't talk to each other. So what you always aim to do is to break that silos so the communication can flow along the enterprises, and suddenly they realize that they have similar ideas working in different sections or even parts of the world, and they're losing synergies. So I think that platforms is something very important, and I think the Panic idea is great, and it can be extrapolated to many other industries, not only art. Like people like me, that I'm young, I studied 7 years engineering or 6 years engineering. I work for 4 years for different clients. I have a lot of knowledge, and sometimes I don't know where to start if I want to jump to be an advisor or to be a consultant, or if I'm going to be taken serious. Because if I go just with my name and my CV, it's yeah, but you're too young, or maybe you don't have experience enough. And many times I feel that I don't have experience enough, and I'm afraid to go to someone and say, yeah, maybe I can help you. But yeah, sometimes having a platform it gives you more confidence, because it's happening in consulting. When you have to go to a client that you have no knowledge, you look aside and you have an expert, someone that has background on the same field, and you can say, hey, give me some tips, or where can I start, or we can work together. And connection, I think, and community is something that is super important to have to gain confidence and to scale ideas. And it's like going to a psychology, it's like, sometimes you go to therapy, you talk about that with someone, and then you realize, oh yeah, that's the solution. So platforms can work something like that, for businesses, for entrepreneurs, for engineers, for artists, for everyone.
Absolutely. I think, Jeremy, you made a wonderful point. And Venica, this is what we really need, that whenever we've got this idea, we have to, again, I'm saying end to end, because it's not that particular idea, but imagine the amount of time that you're investing. Imagine the amount of thinking. Imagine the amount of efforts that have gone through. And to make really entrepreneurs successful is that, first of all, yes, you need to really know your idea pretty well. And then secondly, as Jeremy was mentioning, your connections, your network, and communication. I have worked for big companies, GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Healthcare. I worked for Coca-Cola, and now I'm working for Westpac. And what a wonderful point, Jeremy. And I can vouch for that people are reinventing. People are actually, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. And I always see, I'm in change. So change management is, again, a general thing, but it fits everywhere. Whether you do your entrepreneur, whether you do a program, whether you do anything. And in the second session, I'm definitely going to touch about some of these methodologies which can be applicable to any kind of change, which will be your idea, how you want to sell that idea. And communication is definitely the key. Basically, people, they don't communicate with each other. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. Every time, it's like you are reinventing the wheel, whereas there is plethora of knowledge that is already existing. It is just you need to tap into it. You need to have the right sort of people with you, and you need to, if you have the right idea, because a lot of startups fail, they've got the right idea, but they're not able to position it well. They're not able to tap into the market because somewhere they're failing in communication, or they don't have the right connections. Or the most important thing is, you might have the right thing, but you're not able to promote it well, because we are in the digital and we are in the VUCA world today.
So if I have in mind like any new products, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, would you be thinking, because now you already got your specific product that you are doing, your art work. I'm just challenging you to think about, okay, what other revenue streams you can build on your current business?
So I think at the moment, what I'm trying to do is like maybe to get an opportunity to stock my products in a maybe big store.
Yep.
So that's a goal I have. Also maybe to sell my designs, for example, to be printed on homeware, giftwares.
Yep.
What else? So yes, I am about to launch like a calendar for next year and some like stationery products for like Christmas collection. That's what I'm working at the moment.
Have you tried to partner? Sorry, one question. She's got very good artwork. I had a look at the website.
Oh, thank you.
So have you tried to partner up with organizations like, I don't know, Kmart or any other? Who are some of the larger organizations that you reached out to?
So what I was talking to Patrick is I'm trying to get maybe my products to be displayed in a maybe big store like Dymox, maybe stationery or gift store, but I haven't got any luck yet. And also, so what I'm gonna do with this calendar is like inspire the Great Barrier Reef. So I have made a collaboration with the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. So I'm donating like a part of the calendar sales to help and protect the reef.
That's nice because Kumar, she's trying to give back part of her part of the profits to different causes.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a great way to run your business, kind of giving it a bit of a twist of not for profit.
Yeah. So the only challenge for her, I guess, is that because she's an artist, a lot of times she is going to be constrained in terms of her effort. And so I guess the challenge for you, Valentina, is to think about what else can you do that you can replicate, can build your revenue stream. Because if it's like, you are actually working in a job, so to speak, because if you don't pay and you don't get money, it doesn't make sense. So you need to find a way that you can then develop, like, for example, an online course whereby people can take the course that you develop even when you're sleeping,
Yeah.
So you may need to think about trying to make find an idea that will sell, that will basically generate a bit more cash flow without you being there all the time.
Yes, because it's very time consuming. Because if I'm not painting, I'm taking photos, I'm posting in social media, so I'm doing like everything at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. So can I just ask you, for the photos that you take, are you selling it or is it for your collaterals?
The photos?
Yeah.
No, I just like take them and like upload them into my website or Etsy where I sell.
And SEO, hey Kumar.
That's it.
That recording thing in progress, I think, startled Sabrina.
Should be all good.
How's it going on the other rooms?
Good, all good. Yeah, continue going. We were asking questions, so yeah, that was going well, and in all the groups. So yeah.
Cool. Maybe later on you could link up with a Diddy and let them know that at 7:20 we'll try and come back to the main room and try and wrap up.
I could do an announcement.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Kumar. So I was talking about SEO, and we'll talk about that more in marketing. But where I was getting to, I was talking about big, hairy, audacious goal. And Nazreen, your play is brand. Sabrina, I think all yours is brand. Like everyone here is like, you're trying to build a brand. Like food importing, it's going to be very difficult. You could go either way, Sabrina. You could do brand, or you could be like pricing, right? Or like.
I'm not that ambitious at this stage. I think food safety and quality are my priority at this stage, and locking contract with my potential buyer is my second priority at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't thought about branding.
Yeah, and then that's completely fine, because if you're focused on safety and quality, those are really strong competitive edges, right? If you promise the highest quality food, like importation, or it's like, and also like what is happening in that industry.
Podcast speaker. Yeah. And personally, I also have some good friends from Brazil, and they try to operate some program and to helping the people in Australia and to learn the Portuguese. And so the understand audience is one important thing, because the audience is also can be the potential customer group. For example, shall we focus on the customer in Australia mainly, or focus on the kind of international market? Anyone interested about learning English and so forth. And secondly, when we talk about develop the business plan further, and it's always we need to think about the potential business model. I think maybe one good thing, and a little bit homework for of us, and is we need to look at, as Paula just mentioned, the competitors, because there are so many websites providing similar service. Personally, actually, recently I come across with a website. It called it English with Lucy. I found it's quite interesting. Have any of you hear about that website? English with Lucy? Yeah, you did. Okay, good. I found it's very lovely business model, because I found actually she's delivering English, and but she does have kind of a unique feature, because she is she not do it for the non-profit purpose, and but she did create lots of interesting model. For example, if you look at the English with Lucy, and she made deliver service through YouTube. But in addition to that, she also operates some short course which have been paid. All course on YouTube is free, and they're free, but it's more just like a kind of make everyone know her program, and it's kind of an advertisement. And on the internet, and we need to understand, actually everyone very greedy, just want to get free service all the time, don't want to pay. And the Lucy and provide free PDF and to everyone. It sounds pretty good, but in order to get the free PDF and the course material, and we have to provide email. So that means she collect lots of personal data. The legal issue, we put legal issue aside, it's a kind of one way to identify our customer group. And then they later on, and she just promote and specific program to the old audience, and or who already, we got the free PDF documents from her, but at the same time, we became a subscriber of her service. And that actually, we also create kind of internet traffic for her. So she got a different way to make money from that, and software and internet traffic. And also sometimes she also helping other and the language service provider.
Just test it with people. Just test it amongst people. Yeah, see if they're willing to pay for it or not. But yeah, so basically recently I've got a couple of clients that they want to pay for it, because yeah, so that's how you can test the process of trial and error, I guess. So the next question, strategy, is how to. So I basically have I have like a business coach as well, so to mentor me throughout this coaching process. And yeah, we just go through kind of like an audition for clients, so that it doesn't feel like that. Like if you don't get them, they will come to you. So you need to make them more enthusiastic and desperate to get your product. So that's why it's always good to kind of like audition it in a way. It's just like how Fishburn Opportunities Australia audition us, because it's kind of the same mentality when it comes to that. So you really know how to just find ways to make your business work. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So just to kind of sum it up, your objective is to assess engagement by seeing how big your client base is and how engaged they are. your key strategy, one of them, which you mentioned, was to actually make it more exclusive by having a selection process and taking them on board rather than having them take you on board.
Yeah, that's correct. So you just need to arouse them more, find out the deeper why, and yeah, it's just why I kind of did like NLP just to communicate more effectively with people. And then the risk, I guess, risk and analysis is, yeah, like in business, everything's risky. So you just got to give it a go. But luckily, like my coaching business doesn't require that much capital in terms of starting up, because like I'm not running like a retail shop that costs you a couple of $1,000 and things like that. So I guess you just need to just check out your finance, see how much money you're forking out for your business and how much you're making back in return. So one of the risks is it viable to keep going in the long run? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Great. And you're also looking at the capital as your personal time as well, I guess, because you are running this business. As you were mentioning earlier, you are running this out of your own capacity and your own resources. And one of the goals that you were looking at is to take on more staff and expand the business so that you can scale this business up as well. And so apart from, from just listening to what you say, in terms of your main methods of making money from the front end towards the customer, that sounds awesome. But the next objective, from your point of view, with a really specific goal, is to expand your business and scale it up, right? So
right, that's it.
We should be thinking about how to bring on board more people. And one of the strategies you said is to look for like-minded, interested colleagues within your work environment and see if you can recruit them to your company. Is that right?
Yeah, once my business takes off, then I'll look into getting virtual assistants, which is a very big thing for coaches right now, because you have too much things on your hands, and you need to get as Andre said before, leverage, which is very true. So I guess now that I'm kind of still a startup, so I don't need that much. I haven't been thinking about that, but once it takes off even further, when I reach an international audience, then that's when I'll start to invest in people, like paying people to do some of my processes.
Great. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
No worries. Thanks for that. Thanks for the questions.
Yes, I hope that was helpful. Even though I didn't really contribute anything.
That's good. It's good. It's good to think about it.
All right. I'm just going to excuse myself because I've got another thing to go to. But anyway, all the best, and thanks, Kumar, for inviting us. And I'll see some of you in the next probably the next week. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Thank you very much.
Cheers, enough.
All right, so we're going to go back to it. So I'm going to stop the breakout room. And soon enough, in 60 seconds. So how has the discussion been? Have you guys been enjoying that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Makes me think, reiterate just what I've known already, and it just adapted to what I'm learning now. So yeah.
Great. Well, there are plenty of very skillful people that we got. So maybe in the first night, whether or not you had a little bit in-depth conversation, but we got 8 weeks to go. So I'm sure we'd be able to just go step by step.
Yep. So I was just wondering if I sometimes run webinars on Wednesday nights. So if I miss out a session, does it matter, or?
Would we be able to share that with you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no. I mean, I normally run webinars myself, so it clashes with this time, like 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if I miss out probably on one session. Is that okay? Or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, how did you enjoy that, Michelle?
Yeah, it was great. It's been great meeting everyone.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I'll share my screen, and then we'll wrap up this session just with some final closing points.
Oh, so we almost finished. Okay.
How'd you go, Michelle? How's the discussion?
Yeah, it was good. We went into a bit more depth on everybody's ideas and got a sense of where everybody is in their entrepreneurial journey, which was great. It's going to be a really exciting 8 weeks.
Excellent, excellent.
Right.
Like, yeah, same sentiments. How'd you go, Patrick?
Good, actually. Two of the three already have products already. So I was just kind of thinking about challenging them to expand their product lines, looking at something a bit different, and use this program to just expand and their offerings.
Great. Sounds good. So, thank you all. Is everyone back?
Yeah.
Great. So I hope you found that session really helpful. I guess what to expect over the next 8 weeks. You most likely will be paired with the same mentor. If not, that's okay. Everyone is here willing to put in their time to help you formulate, further refine your business ideas. I was saying to my group that we'll do our best to guide you. We aren't going to have all the answers. We're here to help test your ideas, think about things that you haven't thought about before, challenging, as Patrick said. If you're already further on in your journey, what else you could do. But sessions 2 to 7 will touch on specific areas of the business, sales, marketing, operations. So like I said to my breakout team, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. So this is an opportunity to figure out what are you missing in your journey to actually fulfill your end goal, because you'll always need help. Like, no one is ever going to do it themselves. So please access people that you've met tonight, and also the mentors for more information. Any questions before we wrap up? I've got one slide left, which is going to be, well, 2 slides left, which is what you'll prepare session 2. We'll give you the links to the business plan as well by email. But do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I have a question about the analysis framework. In the first page, when it says when it's happening in the market,
yeah,
what we need to do in that one?
Sure. So as an example, one of our team is in online, selling accessories online, like beauty and jewelry, right? And what's happening in that market? Are people moving online more? Are they looking for a certain type of style? Basically is having an understanding of what is happening in your industry that you could do different. So
Competition.
an example that I really love is IKEA, right? What they did was actually genius. So before IKEA, all the furniture companies put the furniture together for you, and then you would have to go and pick it up or get it delivered, and it was ready made. But they looked at their market and said, that's what they're doing. I'm going to do something completely different. So what they're going to do is actually make the furniture and get you to build it at home. And that did a lot of things. It was very clever because they didn't have to pay for people to build it, and they could ship more because it's not bulky. So they could put everything in flat packs. It's very efficient. So that's what I mean by this analysis framework is to help you find opportunities in your business idea or problems in it. So this is to help you refine it. And this can change 20 times, can change 50 times. But at the end, it's going to help you point you in what you should be doing next.
Great. Thank you.
Sid, there's a question, I think, from Melissa. So she's asking about someone in the account.
I was just typing a reply there. So Sid, Michelle, and Patrick are 3 accountants here. So if you were to connect us to them, of course we could do that. Or else as you're coming down, you'd be meeting with them. So whichever way you'd like to connect, we would do that. Thank you, Monica.
You can also, if everyone has any questions from this session, please email us at entrepreneur@opportunitiesaustralia.org.au. We'll keep an eye on it and try to answer as many questions that we weren't able to get around to. We're committed to making sure that you get as much information about this to make it a success for you. So in prep for the next session, there's 3 things that we'd like you to do. One is going to be the Big 5 personality test. It'll take you 20 minutes. This will give you an understanding, self-awareness about yourself, weaknesses and strengths, and that'll help you build a team to help you with those weaknesses or further build your strengths. 2, the business plan, which I've shown previously. That's a link. You'll get the slides in an email, so don't worry about writing it all down now if you're worried. And 3, the 5 whys method. Great resource that Patrick found. It's really figuring out why this business idea is what you want to do. So when you ask 5 levels deep of why, you might actually find something that you are surprised by. So those 3 things, please focus on them. Patrick, who will lead session 2, he will have all that stuff to talk about and others. He's also added these resources that aren't super necessary for the next session, but I would greatly recommend you to look and read all of this. So this is for the people that want to keep going further. So yeah, I think that ends this evening. I think right on time, 3 minutes to spare. Hopefully no one's starving. Everyone can get dinner.
What about the slides? Is that what you're saying, Monica?
Yes, exactly. I was just saying, because you had asked questions. So Sid, you will be sending these slides because there have been questions around sending.
Yeah, will do.
Okay, great. So everybody, you will get these slides from us so that you can go through the resources as well as do your homework. Yeah.
Great. On behalf of, I'll let Kumar close it, but on behalf of our team, we're very excited to be working with you over the next 8 weeks. We hope you find it exciting and useful for your business journey. And, ending on a pitch night, it's going to be very exciting. So we'll see if we can share some videos of previous pitches, but it's really fun and really cool. So thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone. And, really looking forward to seeing you.
Hey, everyone.
Cool.
Thank you, everybody.
See you next week.
Next week. Thank you very much.
Next week.
Cheers.